Welcome everyone to our masterclass in the storm of chaos. Find your inner compass. Gabi here, and I have Sarah with me as well. And here we want to talk first about trauma, since trauma can create a massive storm in our lives. So even a chronic storm that continues circling around us. So let's start by defining trauma. Trauma is an emotional response to a distressing or disturbing event that overwhelms an individual's ability to cope. And it can manifest in various forms, including acute trauma, chronic trauma, and complex trauma. Now what are those different traumas? What are we even talking about? So, with acute trauma, the trauma results from a single incident, such an accident or natural disaster, like, for example, the floods we just had in Texas. Then, chronic trauma is repeated and prolonged, like domestic violence or abuse. And then, complex trauma involves exposure to multiple traumatic events, often of an invasive interpersonal nature. And each type of trauma can have a profound effect on an individual's mental or emotional well-being. So trauma doesn't just impact our emotions, it also affects our physical health. And when we experience trauma, our body's fight and flight response is activated. So releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. And while this response is protective in the short term, prolonged exposure can lead to various health issues. So the psychological effects of trauma can cause anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental health disorders. And it can alter our perception of the world, leading to feelings of helplessness and fear. And then let's talk about the physical effects. So chronic stress from trauma can lead to physical symptoms such, for example, headaches or fatigue and even chronic illnesses. And our bodies carry the weight of our experiences, often manifesting in physical discomfort or pain.
What's really important, really in the grand scheme of things, is that we begin with understanding and acknowledging our trauma, right, in the first place. That's the first step towards healing. And it's really essential to kind of recognize how these past experiences shape, our current behaviors and our emotions. And when we do that, we allow ourselves to really take control over our own healing journey instead of giving the control away. Okay. So a few things that you can do, and one I just briefly touched on, is really just that self-awareness, being aware of not only that you had trauma, but also how the trauma affects you. And once we've identified that, it kind of helps, you identify the triggers and the patterns that kind of enable you to respond rather than react the next time something happens. Something else that you can kind of work on is just validation, acknowledging our experiences, validating your feelings. It can help you understand that your reactions, they're normal. They're normal responses to what I guess you could label an abnormal situation. And then, understanding trauma can really kind of start paving, laying down the groundwork for creating that healing path for yourself. It will start allowing you to seek out appropriate support, and whether it's through therapy, support groups, or some sort of self-help strategies. And, when you think about it, trauma really overall is quite complex and quite multifaceted. And it really affects the body and mind. So it's not just one part of us that's affected, it's everything that we are. And by understanding and acknowledging that, we can take that first step towards healing. And just keep in mind that it is a journey. You're not just going to wake up most likely one morning and say, all right, I'm good, everything's good to go, I healed myself, and that's that, right? It's a process, it takes time. Okay. And we've kind of talked about the impact of trauma now, so we're going to shift to focus more to finding your inner compass. And this is about really discovering techniques for, that self-reflection piece and the self-awareness so that you can grow it. It helps you identify your personal strengths and your values and kind of understand the role that, your intuition and guidance in your healing journey, that what they play, right? And they're really the self-reflection and that self-awareness, they're powerful tools. And not just with drama, but in general, if you want to grow and um, reach goals and heal, it's really helpful and important to understand your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors, and kind of gain clarity and insight on who you as a person are, right? And so some things that you can do are journaling. So writing down your thoughts and your feelings, that can help really kind of process, your emotions, and it can help you gain insights as well and gain perspective on situations, because once you've written it all down, you're a lot of times able to have a different perspective on it. And it can be really helpful to try to set aside time every day to kind of journal about your experiences and reflections. And it really doesn't have to be just pages upon pages. You could also do a bullet list, right? Of just like the key points that happened. Or just if that's even too much, then just having a gratitude journal where you write down 5 things that you're grateful for every day. Just something that kind of gets what's in here onto paper and out so that you have a better perspective of it. Then what you can also do is mindfulness meditations, where you practice mindfulness, where that can help you stay present and aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. They simply come and go, and it can really enhance that self-awareness and help you kind of just connect with your inner self, right? And something else that you can do is self-assessment. So this is where you would regularly assess your reactions to situations. You become your own detective. You literally replay a situation in your mind and assess how you reacted and how the interactions were with others. You can ask yourself questions like, why did I react that way? Or what does the situation even teach me about myself and the way that I interact with others, myself, and the world, right? And understanding kind of your strength and values is really kind of really crucial for you to find your inner compass, that intuition inside of you.
Yeah, and now let's do a guided exercise to help you identify them. Just find a quiet space, get comfortable wherever you are sitting or laying, and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself, and I give you a moment for this. Okay, and now think about moments in your life when you felt proud or accomplished. What strength did you use in those situations? And just write them down. And now consider what is most important to you in life. Is it honesty, compassion, growth, or something else? Note these values. And now look at your list of strengths and values. How do they align with each other? How can they guide your decisions and actions? So, and if you want, you can continue this exercise after the masterclass, but this exercise helps you to recognize what truly matters to you and helping you identify what you can shift your focus to. And you can do this exercise over and over again to keep digging deeper into what it is you can heal and move forward from there. And a few other aspects that are important in the role of healing are intuition and inner guidance. They play a significant role in healing. They are the whispers of your soul guiding you toward what feels right and authentic. And then your intuition often knows what's best for you before your rational mind does. Pay attention to gut feelings or instincts, especially when making decisions. And then also engage in conversations with your inner self. Ask questions and listen to the answers that arise from within. And they might not show up immediately, they might show up later in the day or even next day. And sometimes you might not even get an answer, but with asking these questions, you open a new room in yourself so that answers can arise. And this dialogue can reveal insights and guidance. And then also spend time in silence and solitude to connect with your inner guidance. It allows you to hear your intuition more clearly without external distraction. So, finding your inner compass is a lifelong journey of self discovery and empowerment. And by practicing self reflection, identifying your strengths and values, and trusting your intuition, you can make it much easier on yourself in the long run.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's dive into a couple of tools and techniques that you can use. And, we all know that mindfulness and grounding are really important practices that kind of help us stay present and connected to the here and now. So we'll talk about that. And with those, they are really particularly beneficial for kind of managing stress and anxiety, right? And most of us have that to some extent and level. And with mindfulness, it's a practice that, really involves paying attention to the present moment, kind of like that mindful meditation that we've already talked about. And you pay attention to it without any judgment. That's the key. No judgment there. Simply it is. Okay. It really helps you become aware of thoughts and feelings and sensations that kind of come up. And you can just even do that depending on, if you're, for example, commuting on a train to work, you can sit there and just be in the mindful present moment. If you have a 5 minute, coffee break, wherever you can find time, this is something you can do anywhere. Just close your eyes and become aware of what's around you and inside of you and what you're feeling and thinking at that moment in time without judging it. And then something else that's awesome is breathing exercises, right? So you can close your eyes. We can do this together here really quick, but you close your eyes and you focus on your breath. Literally just inhaling and exhaling. You feel your belly rise. You feel your chest rise and then lower again. Okay, and just kind of notice how that feels. And then you inhale deeply through your nose and you hold it for a moment. And then exhale it slowly through your mouth. Okay, and just kind of notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. And if your mind wanders, just kind of bring the focus back to your breath. Let's do it again. Inhale deeply through your nose. And then hold it for a moment. And exhale slowly through your mouth. And again, inhale through your nose. And hold it for a moment. And exhale slowly through your mouth. And we'll do it one more time. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold for a moment. And exhale slowly through your mouth. Awesome. So it's something really simple that you can do that nobody would even notice if you're doing it even in a meeting, right? Just leave your eyes open and breathe. But it helps you kind of calm down and center again. And then something else that's really great that we've taught in various different courses too is grounding techniques. They help you connect with the present moment and the physical world around you and can be really, really calming during just kinds of, stressful times. And a very popular one, and you probably have heard of this, is the 5 4 3 2 1 exercise or technique, where you identify 5 things that you can see. And there's plenty to see even around for me, right on my desk. Then there's 4 things that you can touch. And you don't have to just touch around everywhere. You could literally, your skin on your hand, your t-shirt, your pants, your hair, something very close to you that you can touch. 4 different things. And 3 things that you can hear. And 2 things that you can smell, right? And with smell, sometimes if I don't smell anything, like right now I have a chapstick that I have in front of me, I can smell it has a smell to it, right? And then find something else that smells. And then one last thing that you can taste, right? And if you're not eating right now, then this exercise helps anchor you in the present moment.
Yeah, and now let's switch gears again and focus on emotional regulation. So it is the ability to manage and respond to your emotions in a healthy way. And we want to share some strategies with you to help you achieve this. So one is labeling emotions. Simply naming your emotions can reduce their intensity. For example, say to yourself, I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling sad. And we always want to say, I am feeling da da da. Don't just say, I am. Because if you leave it with I am, for example, I am angry, you are stating that you and your entire being are that feeling. You do not leave yourself with room to let go of the feeling, to move through the feeling, since you are the feeling. So if you say you are feeling XYZ, you are acknowledging the sensation within you. So just make this to a habit, using I am feeling. And something else you can try is cognitive reframing. So challenge negative thoughts by reframing them. Instead of thinking, I can't handle this, try, I can find a way through this challenge. Or you even could phrase it as a question. How would it be if I can find a way through this challenge? And then your being tries to find a way to do it. And then also progressive muscle relaxation. So this involves tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups in your body. It helps reduce tension and promotes deep relaxation.
So, as we all know, visualization is a powerful tool, right? It can help you create a sense of safety and peace within yourself. And so, something that we can do all together right now is to find a comfortable position. I hope you already are in one, but if not, get comfortable. And you can either sit or lie down comfortably, and then just go ahead and close your eyes. And then just take a few deep breaths to relax. Awesome. And then once you're there, just picture a place where you feel completely safe and at peace. And it could be a real location or a place kind of from your imagination, right? So it could be the beach or it could be some kind of fantasy fairyland. Doesn't really matter. Somewhere that you just feel completely safe and at peace. And just try and picture that as best as you can and kind of engage your senses, visualize the details in this place. So, what is it that you can see? What is it that you can hear? What is it that you can smell? What is it that you can feel? And just really immerse yourself in that environment. Just really let that feeling and the sensation of that place sink into you. As you're experiencing that, kind of anchor the feeling once you've gotten there by touching your thumb and your forefinger together. You can do this on both hands if you want, or you can do it on one hand. Just really anchor it into that point. And then whenever you feel like you need to return to that safe place, you just touch the thumb and forefinger together and return to that place. And the emotions will much easier come to you. The safetiness and the peace from that place will come much faster to you. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take another deep breath. And open your eyes. And we'll keep on going. And so with these tools and techniques, they're valuable resources, right? And they're quick and brief that you can do. They don't take much time. And they really kind of help you cultivate that inner peace and resilience. And with mentioning resilience, when we talk about it, do you know what emotional resilience actually is? Because I know it can be a struggle to actually define it, right? And so for us, emotional resilience is that ability to adapt to stressful situations and then bounce back from adversity. And it's a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. And so something that you can use is positive self-talk, where you encourage yourself with, positive affirmations so that you can slowly kind of replace the negative thoughts with more empowering statements like, I am capable, I can handle this. Or if you're having a hard time with even saying those, just saying, I am more capable today than I was yesterday. Just something that is a little bit more of an improvement that you can actually also believe. Okay, that's important about affirmations. That's something that you and your whole system can believe. Okay. Then embracing change. View change as an opportunity for growth rather than a threat. And being adaptable helps you navigate life's ups and downs, with a lot more grace and ease. And then we mentioned the gratitude journal, practice gratitude, really regularly reflect on the things you are actually grateful for, because gratitude can really shift your focus from what's lacking to what you already have. And that overall and helps you foster a more positive outlook.
Yeah, and also, setting and achieving goals can provide direction and motivation on your journey to resilience and healing. And there is something, it's called SMART goals. Now, SMART is actually an acronym. It means to create goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And this framework helps ensure your goals are clear and attainable. And we will also put that in the group so you have it. And then break down goals. Divide larger goals into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrate each small victory to maintain motivation and momentum. And then also regularly review your progress and be open to adjusting your goals as needed. Flexibility is key to staying on track. And something that is also important is having a strong support network, because it's really crucial for resilience and healing. Connecting with other provides emotional support, encouragement, and perspective. Then also cultivate relationships with friends, family, and communities that uplift and support you. Share your journey and lean on them when needed. And then also don't hesitate to reach out to mental health professionals if you need additional support. Therapy, energy work, and counseling can provide valuable tools and insights for healing. And then also what you could consider is joining a support group where you can connect with others who have similar experiences, like we have in our group. And sharing and listening can be incredible healing. And this Facebook group could be a great resource for you already. And building resilience and moving forward is a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. And by developing emotional resilience, setting realistic goals, and leveraging the power of support network can already make significant change. So thank you for all joining us today for this transformative masterclass. Let's take a moment to recap the key insights we have explored. So we explored trauma and its impact, then how to find your inner compass, and then different tools and techniques for healing and building resilience and how to move forward. And remember, healing is a personal and ongoing process, and you have the strengths and resources to navigate it successfully.
As you continue your journey of, that healing and self-discovery, we just kind of want to invite you to our upcoming workshop, the Infinity Alignment. So the doors are opening on July 18th. It's a self-paced, whenever you want to do it kind of workshop. And so you can start it and end it whenever you would like. And it deepens your connection with yourself and helps you align your mind, body, and spirit. And so what you can expect is some rituals, and we kind of begin our journey with a drumming and blessing ceremony and setting intentions and creating kind of a collective energetic field for healing and transformation, right? And then we actually dive into the understanding of the chakra system and discover how these energy centers serve as keys to, integrating the 3D and 5D consciousness. And we work with more than 7 chakras. If you want to know how many, come and find out. All right. Then we balance our energies by engaging in practical exercises to kind of harmonize the feminine and masculine energies and foster personal planetary healing. And then we also will go over connection techniques where you experience guided exercises to really root deeply into earth and also sun. And we'll explain why, but it's really cool. And it helps you maintain a great sense of balance in your life. And overall, we'll have deep, integration sessions where it's similar to meditations, but a little bit more involved with your engagement, where we explore chakra and integrate everything that we work through during that workshop. Okay, and it's an opportunity really to kind of step away every day for a little bit for you from that hustle and bustle of daily life and focus on your personal and spiritual development. Okay, if you want more information and to register, you can visit our website or you can contact us directly. And we would love to have you join us on this experience. And thank you again for participating in today's masterclass. And we hope to see you at the workshop or some other masterclass that we're holding.